It was supposed to be the final chapter, the day the truth finally came out. But yesterday, something strange happened on the Department of Justice website. For exactly 45 minutes, the world saw 2,000 new pages of evidence. And then, in the blink of an eye, 16 specific files vanished, deleted, scrubbed, gone. What was in those 16 files? Why did the servers crash the moment people started downloading Exhibit J? And why are some of the most powerful people in Washington suddenly silent today? We managed to archive the data before the purge. Today, we aren't just looking at what they released, we are looking at what they tried to hide. Welcome back. If you are watching this, you know that yesterday, December 21st, was the court-mandated deadline for the release of the final tranche of the Epstein documents. For years, we've been told this would be a full transparency moment. But let's look at the timeline of what actually happened yesterday, because the devil is in the details. At 9 a.m. EST, the server went live. Traffic was massive, as expected. At 9:15 a.m., independent journalists and archivists began scraping the database. But at 10 a.m. sharp, the site went down. The official explanation? A technical glitch due to high traffic. But here is where it gets interesting. When the site came back online at 11:30 a.m., the total file count had dropped. Specifically, the folder labeled Exhibit J 14 through 30 was modified. 16 files were no longer accessible. Now, in the world of digital forensics, we don't believe in coincidences. We believe in patterns. Why were these specific files removed while thousands of strictly boring legal procedures were left up? To understand that, we have to look at what was rumored to be in that batch. Before the takedown, a few screenshots made it onto X, formerly Twitter. Now, as an analyst, I must urge caution here. We cannot verify the metadata of screenshots, but we can analyze the reaction to them. The most controversial file alleged to be in that deleted batch is a photograph. Not a flight log, not a testimony, but a photograph. The internet is currently on fire regarding a supposed image of the current president, Donald Trump, alongside Melania and Jeffrey Epstein at a private event in 2002. Now, hold on. We have known for years that they moved in the same social circles in New York. That isn't new. So why would the DOJ or anyone inside the administration panic over a photo of something we already knew? This brings us to the context theory. Critics argue that the issue isn't the photo itself, but the location and the date. If, and this is a big if, that photo was taken at a time or place that contradicts previous sworn testimonies, it opens up a legal Pandora's box. This is why the deletion is so critical. If the file was removed to protect privacy, as the DOJ spokesperson claimed late last night, why were other photos of non-public figures left up? The selectivity of the censorship is what suggests a narrative control rather than a technical error. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger geopolitical picture. Why now, and why this specific method of release? In intelligence circles, there is a concept called Graymail. It's the threat of revealing state secrets to manipulate a legal outcome. Is it possible that these documents are being used as leverage? Think about the timing. We are currently seeing massive shifts in U.S. foreign policy. The Venezuela blockade, the Arctic tensions. Whenever domestic scandals like this flare up or files go missing, it often serves as a massive distraction or a bargaining chip between political rivals. Some analysts suggest that the accidental release and subsequent deletion was a warning shot, a message from one faction of the establishment to another. We have the files, we can release them, fall in line. It sounds like a movie script, I know, but when you look at the 16 missing files, they don't just pertain to one political side. Reports indicate that names linked to major unexpected financial donors were also in that Exhibit J folder. By deleting the files, the government creates a vacuum, and in that vacuum, conspiracy theories grow, which actually helps them. It muddies the waters so much that no one knows what's real anymore. Late last night, the Department of Justice issued a brief statement. They claimed that the files were removed for, quote, further redaction of sensitive personal information regarding non-indicted persons. Sound familiar? This is the same language used in 2019. But here is the problem with that excuse. The files had already been cleared for release by a federal judge. The redaction process took months. Are we to believe that suddenly, on the morning of the release, they forgot to redact a few names? This incompetence, or malice, has a cost. It destroys public trust. I looked at the polling data released this morning. 72% of Americans now believe there is an active cover-up regarding these files. That is not a fringe minority. That is the majority of the country. When the government scrubs data from its own websites in real time, they're not protecting victims. They're protecting the system. So, where does this leave us? The missing 16 files may never be officially restored, but the internet is forever. Archives exist, and as we speak, independent groups are cross-referencing the cached data to reconstruct what was deleted. We are going to stay on this. We are going to find out what was in Exhibit J. The question you need to ask yourself today is this: do you believe the glitch, or do you believe that some truths are still too dangerous to be told? If you want to follow the forensic reconstruction of these files, make sure you are subscribed. We will be posting the recovered data on our community tab as soon as we verify it. Let me know in the comments, who do you think they are